Hi, I'm Carrie Blazer, the Divine Feminine, reincarnation of Mary Magdalene. Thank you for clicking on my clip. But I want to let you know that I have a free ebook linked below, my 6 Divine Feminine Self-Love Strategies. They will help you transform your emotional wounds into personal wisdom. And I take a multidisciplinary approach. I include the laws of physics, psychology, neuroscience, shamanism, mysticism. I went wild, okay? So men can understand and women can understand. There's something there for everyone because what I learned is when something's true, it's true in multiple places. All right, please like and subscribe and help me distribute my ebook to everyone for free by exploding my channel. Take care. Enjoy the clip. Bye. Okay, let's be honest about what's going to happen today. I'm going to share my multidisciplinary sources of wisdom and knowledge. I'm going to do a deep dive into how I healed from my childhood trauma and explain how to implement my self-love strategies, my free ebook, into your life. And then I'm going to reveal my recommendations for other DIY trauma healing techniques. And if you'd like more assistance in your trauma healing, way at the end, we're going to discuss how to work with me one-on-one. But really, I want to get you all of these DIY techniques because this is a daily process. This is an hour-by-hour process. So knowing how to do it at home without constantly leaning on a therapist is my true goal here. Help as many people as possible. So here are my 6 free DIY trauma healing techniques you will learn today. First, we're going to go over my 6 Divine Feminine self-love strategies. We'll go over my recommendations for daily healing in terms of exercise and nutrition. My YouTube channel, filled with over 600 videos, a meditation and shamanic drumming video you can use in conjunction with your other techniques, with my self-love strategies. We're going to go over Carl Jung's mirror exercise, and then we'll get to the Lakota star feeding exercise that was proven by Johns Hopkins to be 6 times more effective than traditional talk therapy and why. And then we'll get into my recommendations for other professionals. So here are my multidisciplinary sources of wisdom and knowledge. Why my intuition? Every soul houses all of the wisdom and knowledge in the universe. That's how we're made in God's image. We're made in the image of the quantum field that stores all the wisdom and knowledge in the universe. Psychology, I love Carl Jung, like he's my favorite. Cardiology, we're going to learn how physically the heart is a vortex and how hearts form in an embryo to show that blood flows before the heart is even formed. Proving Tesla's quote, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. We'll get into neuroscience, shamanism, laws of physics, mysticism. I rely on Rumi a lot, 13th century mystic, family medicine, and the field of epigenetics. 9 different ways that are all saying the same thing. Shamanism, and I start with shamanism because that's where I started. I've always been psychic. My mom was always attracted to Native Americans and took me to psychics. And my book is titled My Inner Heroine, Exploring Feminine Pain. So I was exploring why I was in my masculine energy my whole life, why I was so busy protecting myself, why I was so busy providing for myself, why I was so busy telling men what to do all the time. Why couldn't I attract in a healthy masculine man who would do those things for me and help me stay at home? I attracted in the opposite. My husband wanted me to work and put the kids in daycare because long-term money, of course, me creating it like his mom did, that's what was important, but put the kids in daycare. So I had to learn why I had attracted such a man into my life and why I attracted other men into my life. And when I came upon this Cherokee proverb, it really answered the question for me, what is the feminine lane? So many women know, oh, what does a man do? Provides and protects. What does a woman do? Whatever she wants. No, we're complementary. We have a role, and this one really, really helps me get to it. And it says, a woman's highest calling is to lead a man to his soul, so as to unite him with source. A man's highest calling is to protect a woman, so she is free to walk to earth unharmed. Physicists have proven that souls communicate via emotions, and they all vibrate at different frequencies. I'll show you that in a minute. So if our souls communicate via emotions, then emotional world and the spiritual world are the same world, and that's the feminine world. But in a lot of ways, we live in a Western society where our religions teach us the man is the spiritual lead. But I would argue that that's a wound. that the women were physiologically designed to do that interior work, that women's nervous systems are far more robust, proven by the neuroscience, than men's nervous systems. Men are designed to break and protect more quickly than women. Women are designed to hold the emotional charge and do that emotional work, especially with infants. Women are physiologically designed to care for infants and mirror their emotions back to them so infants learn how to regulate their emotions from the mother. This is all by physiological design. My book on, if you want to check out my book, I'll bring it up a couple times, but this is my book on Amazon. And this is where it starts on my 45th birthday, but I quickly go to my suicide attempt, and then it jumps to the first man, Tim, and how I attracted 6 men into my life and how they mirrored my emotional wounds back to me for healing purposes. Like if I'm flirting with a guy at yoga and he's not asking me out and he keeps flirting with me, then probably I got something to work on. That's what my book gets into and shows how I learned all of this wisdom about how to heal from childhood trauma, all before I dove into all the signs and synchronicities that I'm the reincarnation of Mary Magdalene.